There are stories that the government would prefer to erase, but from time to time, they resurface. Whether it's the bottom of the ocean, a thick layer of sediment, or the vastness of space. Today, there are 3 such stories. 3 secrets united by one thing: silence.
Did you know that no one has been able to explain the last signal from the K219 submarine, even after almost 40 years? In the fall of 1986, the Soviet nuclear submarine K219 was on combat duty in the Atlantic. Officially, everything looked routine. Another patrol, communication with Moscow, standard reports. But 2 weeks after setting sail, the commander's console detected a leak in missile silo number 6. Fuel was leaking into the compartment. The pressure was rising, and the submarine was literally torn apart from the inside. According to official data, 4 people were lost, the rest were rescued, and the boat sank at a depth of 5 kilometers. The case is closed, but that's only what they allowed us to know. 3 hours after the disappearance of K219, American communication satellites DSP-8 and Vela detected a short radio signal emanating from the boat's location. It lasted exactly 7 seconds. The frequency was unusual. Neither the military nor scientists could explain who or what could have emitted it. On the spectrogram, the signal looked like a series of uniform pulses, 72 beats per minute, almost like a heartbeat. When specialists from a secret radio institute attempted to superimpose a signal on the background noise of the ocean, they noticed that the pulsations were coming from beneath the seabed, at a depth of about 6.2 kilometers. This is deeper than even the hull of a sunken submarine could be. According to some reports, one of the compartments remained sealed at the time of the accident. There were 4 people inside. Officially, none of them were found. A year later, the American submarine USS Augusta, which was sailing nearby that day, recorded a similar signal, exactly on the anniversary of K219. At the same coordinates, the same 7 seconds, the same rhythm. Some engineers believe that this is not a radio signal, but an acoustic response, as if someone were knocking on the hull, as if the boat were still afloat. But there is another version. After the disaster, a classified folder appeared in the Navy archives, mentioning an operation codenamed Deep Response. According to unofficial leaks, in 1987, Soviet submarine probes were indeed sent to the location of K219. Communication with them was lost after a few hours. They managed to transmit only one message: the source is below us. Biological. After that, the area was closed to civilian ships. Modern maps of the Atlantic show a radio silence zone there, which cannot be entered without permission. Every year on the day the submarine was lost, at the same coordinates, satellites again record brief pulses, always 7 seconds long, always at the same frequency, and each time a little deeper than before. Some say it is the echo of a catastrophe, trapped in the layers of water. Others say it is a signal from another era, as if the boat is still responding, stuck between layers of time. And still others are convinced that the explosion did not destroy the crew, but change them. Officially, K219 rests at the bottom of the Atlantic. But if you tune in to the military frequency on October 16th at exactly 7:42 a.m. Moscow time, you will hear the same rhythm in your headphones. 7 seconds, like a heart that is still beating.
But sometimes signals come not from below, but from above, from space. And one of those recordings is gone, forever. Did you know that NASA erased one of the most important recordings in human history? I'm talking about that very broadcast from the moon in 1969. But wait, this isn't just a technical error. I'm going to tell you a story that will make you question everything you've heard about Apollo 11. I promise, in a couple of minutes, you'll be shocked and want to dig deeper. Ready? Let's dive into this mystery. Imagine, July 20th, 1969. Millions of people are glued to their screens, watching Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin step onto the moon. The signal is coming through the Honeysuckle Creek tracking station in Australia, the only way to transmit the video to Earth. Everything's going smoothly. But 20 minutes later, the connection drops. Officially, it's due to interference. But here's the odd part. The original tapes from that station vanished. NASA says they're lost forever. Sounds suspicious, doesn't it? Decades later, in the 2000s, one of the technicians from that station, a guy named Stan, retires. He lives out his days in a quiet corner of Australia and suddenly decides to speak up. In an interview, he claims, "I saw that film. Not the one shown on TV, but the original unedited one. Behind the lunar module, in the shadow of the crater, strange figures were moving. Not shadows, not rocks. Figures that look not earthly. Tall, thin silhouettes gliding across the surface as if they owned the place. Stan says they were approaching the astronauts, but then the footage cut off." NASA, of course, dismissed it. There is no film, period. But here's the catch. One frame did survive. It's a blurry reflection in Armstrong's helmet. If you look closely, and conspiracy theorists did, you can see more than just the lunar landscape in the glass. There is something shining there, like an eye or a lens staring directly at the camera. Photo analysis experts say it is not an artifact or a scratch. It is something real. But NASA has not explained why they erased the rest. Now think about this. Why is the government spending billions searching for extraterrestrial life, but hiding something they may have found 50 years ago? This isn't just a lost film. It's a cover-up that has been going on for decades. Stan passed away in 2015, taking the secret with him, but his words linger in the air. What if we weren't the first on the moon? What if those figures are still waiting for us? If this caught your attention, like and subscribe. In the next video, we'll examine the evidence. Do you believe it? Write your thoughts in the comments. And if space keeps its secrets, then Earth hides no less, especially where humans have hardly set foot, under the eternal ice.
Case number 07, title, The City Under the Ice. Status, restricted access.
This story began with an ordinary scientific project. In 2018, a group of researchers from the University of Copenhagen were drilling in the Camp Century Glacier area. They were looking for ancient ice to study climate change, but instead, they found something that defies explanation. At a depth of 3 kilometers, the drill hit a weird material. It wasn't rock or ice, it was like melted glass. The surface was perfectly smooth, like it had been machined. A few days later, NASA satellites detected geometric shapes beneath the surface. Lines, symmetrical domes, and regular structures. In the images, it looked like a city. The publication lasted less than a day. Then everything disappeared. And the scientists involved in the project stopped commenting. Later, it turned out that this place had already been explored in the 1960s as part of the Iceworm Project. Officially, it was a U.S. subglacial base from the 1960s, but in the declassified documents, there is a phrase, "The facility has not been built." The facility has been discovered. Since then, the area has been classified. On satellite maps, it is a blank space. According to rumors, scientists found a huge cavity there with a diameter of more than 12 kilometers. Inside, temperatures above zero and inexplicable electromagnetic pulses were recorded. It was as if something under the ice was still working. One of the project engineers, who was later fired, claimed that deep inside the tunnel, they found an entrance to a structure where the walls glowed with their own dim light. A week later, his name disappeared from all official lists. In 2021, independent researchers published radar images showing a circular object beneath the ice that almost perfectly matches the layout of the ancient city of Uruk, the first city in human history. And in 2022, a repeating radio signal was detected in the same area. It did not match any known frequency. When the signal spectrum was superimposed on a map of Greenland, it matched the lines of the subglacial structures exactly. Coincidence? Or is someone trying to make contact? Some experts believe it is an automatic system of ancient technology. Others believe the signal is artificial, but not of earthly origin. There is even a theory that climate change is a planned process of melting ice to gain access to the city. Some believe that humanity's goal has long been determined, and that global warming is merely a side effect of an operation that began back in the 1960s. And the strangest thing, the Vatican archives mention the city of the north where the sun never sets. It says that it will be found when the ice speaks. Now the ice is indeed speaking. Satellites are recording sounds, vibrations, and oscillations that can't be explained by nature. Perhaps civilization really is sleeping beneath the ice, having survived a catastrophe we know nothing about. Or perhaps they are not humans at all.
File number 07, polar entry, status active, last signal, 4 days ago, object under surveillance.
3 stories, 3 signals, from the depths, from the moon, and from beneath the ice. Maybe it's a coincidence, or maybe it's a warning. Some secrets should never be revealed. But if you've watched until the end, you already know too much.